Welcome back. I've thrown on my apron for the last time in season 1 and I'm going to help Talena out with the beef stroganoff. She wrote in and said that it was always chewy and bland and dry and quite watery. So hopefully today I can give a few tips to help all of you out there put a better stroganoff on the table. To make it, we're going to need 400 grams of a beef rump steak, some parsley, 4 medium-sized mushrooms, 1 onion and 2 cloves of garlic, 3 tablespoons of sour cream, 50 grams of butter, just some water and some salt and pepper. One of the most important things about your stroganoff is making sure you've got quality beef. A way to make sure you get quality beef is by buying steaks. Not only does it mean you can tell that it's a really good quality piece of meat, but also you can save a bit of money by slicing it yourself. So into nice strips, making sure you don't cut them too fine because that can make them become dry as well. When we received this email, it brought back a few memories from my own childhood, not necessarily fond ones either. So I hope I can get a few better quality stroganoffs on the table because of this. So butter in first, give it a chance to heat up, and then in goes your beef. So you want to get your meat nice and brown now, making sure it's on a high heat. The reason why we're using butter, not oil, is because the butter will help thicken our sauce, whereas oil will just sort of sit on top of it later. And that should help it not be watery, so that's one of the issues covered. But while that's browning off, we can move on to our next step, which is dicing our onions. My mother's sick of hearing me whinging and moaning about my eyes hurting every time I cut onions, so she sent me in a little present. And I'm not too embarrassed to use them as long as they do the job. So on they go, the onion goggles. So we'll see how they go. Just a nice small dice. It's working so far. So a big special thanks to Mum for this. I hope this doesn't mean I'm not getting a Christmas present though. And finally, just slice your garlic. And there we go, out on the other side, no tears at all. Thanks, Mum. So now your meat's browned off, take it out and just put it on a plate. So into your pan go your onions. And we just want to let these saute off as well. So you just want to let these onions cook down now. You just want it to be nice and clear. You're not going to get any colour on them. Give them a stir every now and then, but while they're cooking we can start slicing our mushrooms up. Make sure you cut your mushrooms nice and small because they're not going to have a chance to cook if they're too big. So just slice them straight in. I reckon we'll just use 3 today. And these are just going to help absorb all that butter up as well. So give it a toss. Try and keep it in the pan. So you just want to let these cook out together and absorb all that liquid up. While that's happening, chop up some parsley. Now add a little bit of seasoning to it as well, salt and pepper. And now that this is all cooked and nice and softened up and everything, we'll add some water. About 1.5 cups. So we just want to bring this up to the simmer now. So now that this has come up to the simmer, we're going to get our beef back in. You don't want to add your beef too early because then it's almost like you're stewing in again. So you just want to get the heat back in it. And now we'll add our sour cream. Once you add your sour cream, it's really, really important that you don't boil it because when you boil sour cream, then it splits out and your sauce is just going to be runny and pretty gross. So you just want to melt the sour cream through, and that should thicken your sauce up quite a bit as well. So now I'm going to serve this with some fettuccine, which I've already cooked off. So I have a little taste for seasoning. Could do with a little bit more salt, lucky I checked. But it's got great flavour because it's got, all it is flavour. It's mushrooms, onions, garlic. I could never understand why this wasn't a great dish in my childhood. No offence, Mum. But it's got all the makings of a good dish. So I think it basically comes down to buying some quality beef and making sure you seal it off properly at the start and take it out. So now that's melted through like that, we can serve it up. So I'll grab out some nice big bits of beef. And then I'll get a bit of this sauce over the top as well. And there we have a beautiful beef stroganoff. The only way of really telling how good it is though, by having a taste, get plenty of sauce on there. And down it goes. Nice and tender, not dry, and certainly not bland. Thanks everyone for watching the show and for sending in emails and writing comments on Facebook and stuff. If you're not already a Facebook fan, make sure you become one because we'll keep you updated on what's happening with the show. Thanks to Talena, Mario and Callie for sending in their recipes, and to everyone else that sent them in, I'm sorry, but we couldn't do them all, and hopefully I'll get round to them next season. If you've enjoyed the show, then the first season DVD is available on the website. Thanks to everyone who's helped on the show, and the director, the producer, the editor, or as we know her, Bridie, and to everyone else, especially to Cal and Rob, who have jumped behind the bench with me and taken a bit of the heat off me. But if I don't see you before Christmas, have a good one, and a good New Year as well, and I'll see you next year. Thank you to my mum and my sister, and they're wrapping me up. Sorry guys, I gotta go. That's cooking.